begin part 3 of the story, the Lord and his men start to hunt the deer and stags in the forest with the hounds. In Arthurian times, pursuit of a respected goal was very highly valued. This is a translation of male values from more northern ethos, as seen in Beowulf as well. Hunting was masculine for the time. Each day the Green Knight sets out for the hunt, he is pursuing and staying loyal to the goal. This foreshadows that the Green Knight will ensure Gawain will hold up his end of the bargain. As the men hunt outside, Gawain sleeps in his room and is woken up by the fair lady and her sudden advances to his chivalry. After talking for a while, he also retaliates with advances to her as well. As the queen's husband pursues his prey, she pursues hers. In luring Gawain into her offers of pleasure, she attempts to lure him from the knighthood. To quote, "If Gawain were as good as his name, with every courtly virtue, courtesy cries out against him." Knighthood stands higher than human wantings, thus placing Gawain at a threshold of human godliness. To fall from the grace of knighthood is to fall into scandal. His bargain with the Green Knight is above human desire, even the desire to survive, as is seen later upon his shame from the Green Knight for flinching under the axe. The treatment of the king's hunting victory is representative of the treatment of prey. As the game is caught and slaughtered, they are then dismembered and gutted. Had Gawain been seduced by the queen, he too will have been gutted of his knighthood and any respect or moral wealth he had earned through chastity and loyalty to Arthur's court and any noble higher than himself. Once the prey is captured, it is not only held, but devoid of all strength and dignity. To quote, "They tore him down, right there, as fast as the telling."
During the second meeting, Gawain and the Lord's wife meet again. She praises him and tempts him with her kind and noble words, in an attempt to stroke his ego, in which she says to him, quote, "So vigorous a man, so knightly, so courteous," end quote. The lady attempts to separate his courteousness from his chastity. If Gawain refuses her advances, he breaks his courteousness. However, if he accepts, he breaks his chastity. There is a fine line Gawain must walk in order to retain his knightly traits and honor the covenant with the Green Knight. Sir Gawain continues this process again for the full 3 days, in which he exchanges gifts with the Lord after the sport of hunting. During the last day, after he receives the girdle from the Lord's wife, he never exchanges that with the Lord. He exchanges the kisses to him, but not the girdle. The exchange of winnings from both Gawain and the Lord is a way of respect from both parties. Respect in terms of nobility and chivalry is taken from these exchanges. The first time he refused, saying, quote, "He refused, he could never touch either gold or treasure," end quote. And after she had told him about the magical properties, quote, "Gawain hesitated, his heart reached for protection like a thief for a gem." The first rejection is due to the meaning of the girdle as a love token. However, then the lady promises its magical properties to protect the wearer from death. Gawain now faces a different challenge, honesty versus safety. Gawain hopes to find a loophole to escape death, yet honor the game. But Gawain knows that he breaches his honesty with the king, as he confesses his sins immediately after.
There is an apparent parallel between the animals that they hunt throughout the part and the queen's advances. Like the deer her husband is chasing on the first day, the queen lithely yet deliberately and sensually glides into Gawain's chamber. Hunting a boar usually can represent a test of bravery if you can catch it. This can reflect the lack of bravery that Gawain feels throughout the part, as he thinks about his mission. The boar can also be compared to the Green Knight by how huge and impenetrable it is, with phrases like, "fiercest, hugest boar in the world," and "the skin on its shoulders was like steel, and no point could pierce its forehead." Temptation also plays a big role in Gawain's challenges. Gawain, as a knight, is not liable to a fault in his chastity. To accept the advances of a queen would mar his knighthood to the point of its dissolution. The test the lady delivers to Gawain pits his human lust against his knightly code. His acceptance of the kiss is an undeniable weakness of the knight, but a mere inkling of what the man truly desires. My lips are yours, to kiss on command. She bent to his face and kissed him well. What Gawain is enticed with is significantly more than a kiss, yet his acceptance of merely a kiss is a possible, fatal error for a knight and incredibly restrained for a man.